I'm Carney Lansford. I did not grow up in Baker City. I grew up in the Bay Area in California, went to Wilcox High School, signed professionally after my senior year with the California Angels, and moved to Baker City in 1981. My buddy Joe Rudy and I were teammates, and he had a ranch there and invited my wife and myself out there for a long weekend and ended up buying a place and staying there. We still currently live there.
Debbie Lansford. Carney and I went to high school together. We met when we were freshmen in the math class at Wilcox High School. And we got married in 1979. Carney wouldn't marry me until he made it to the big leagues. So I was all so happy when he finally called and said, "Hey, I made it to the big leagues." I'm like, "Yeah." So we got married in 1979. We moved to Baker a couple years later, and literally you would have to drag me away from that place to not live there. It's paradise.
There wasn't one specific thing. Like I said before, I always knew from the time I was a young boy that that's what I wanted to do, was be a Major League Baseball player. I wanted to play on TV. And so, I was just always 100% focused on that. And I was really going to do whatever it took to become a Major League player. And I was fortunate enough to be drafted out of high school. I didn't have to go to college, although I had a scholarship, a full-ride scholarship to Santa Clara University to play baseball there. But I always wanted to be a professional baseball player. So when I had that opportunity, when I got drafted out of high school, that changed everything for me as far as college went. I wanted to start my career as soon as possible. And, I was very fortunate that, after 2 years of minor league baseball, I made the major league team out of spring training in 1978. So there wasn't one specific thing. I just knew in my head that I always wanted to do that. And I was going to do whatever it took to make it. Again, being drafted out of high school, I was 18 years old. And my first year, I was sent to Idaho Falls, which is rookie ball, Idaho Falls, Idaho. And it was my first time being away from home for a significant amount of time. And so that was really tough, being away from my family and friends and so forth. And then the next year, I went to Davenport, Iowa, and played for the Quad City Angels, which was lower single A ball. And that was my first time being gone for like 5 months and being by myself. And that was really tough, because learning to try and hit professional baseball, professional pitchers most of them come out of college, and I'm coming out of high school, was definitely difficult. What I would say to anybody is, don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because it is very difficult. Even after you get drafted, very few people make it to the major leagues. A lot of guys play minor league ball and so forth, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't do it. It's too difficult, this and that. There's too many other guys out there. There's too much competition." But if that's something that you really want to do, I would say don't let anybody tell you can't do it, and then do everything you have to do to get there. That's the main thing I think I had over most of the other players in the minor leagues is, this is what I want to do, and I'm not going to let anything or anybody get in my way, and I'm going to work harder than anybody else. And that paid off for me.
I've always tried to be involved in, with the boys' things, because just being a part of, and Baker makes it so incredibly easy to do that, because I love being able to be part of everything that has to do with our kids and their friends and everything about it. And Baker is such a wonderful place to raise your children and live your life. And we could not be more blessed to have found that. Thank you, Joe and Sharon Rudy, because that's how we got there.